Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Bucket.
What's
up?
How's it going?
Pretty
Pretty good. About to get into a fight with a cat. Sorry.
Man, according to your mug.
Yes. Only it's backwards, like on the recordings, because it's recording my Skype, so all of my stuff is reversed. So for those of you that can't tell on the video, it says meh.
Meh.
Yeah.
Versus him.
Anytime I wear like a t-shirt that has text on it or whatnot, I notice it when I'm editing. I'm like, why is that back? Oh, yeah.
Why is that backwards? Someone stitched it backwards.
Isn't there a setting inside where you can swap that around?
Maybe. That's why it says like Uncharted is backwards right there, all that stuff.
Oh,
What it
fair
is.
enough.
It is what it is.
Mirror it.
Yeah, does that. That's just how it is. So, what games has everybody been playing this week?
I think we all have played the same game at least once, right?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah. Which would be Anthem. I think all of us played Anthem this week, correct?
Oh, no, I haven't played it yet.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Yes, you have.
lies.
All right,
Lies.
I played it a little bit. A lot.
That seems to be the controversy this week too, right?
Anthem, Atlas,
Yes.
and Apex. So I got my AAAs in.
Anthem, Apex, and Atlas. Hell yeah. Wow. Except only one of those is not AAA.
Well,
Well, I played Sea of Thieves also, so that would be like an S added to the end. So it's actually
Saw.
Well, we're talking about me, so you don't count.
Oh.
Damn.
I also played. Hold on. I also played a game called Owl's Awakening, which is a 8-bit style, basically platformer, and it's really fun. I enjoyed it. The storyline's fine. I'm about halfway through the game, and that one's pretty interesting too. So another A game added to the rest of the list. Are we making it like is B next week?
I
Do we
played
have
Dragon Age Origins. It has an A in it.
Or Bragging Age Origin, so we get the B's.
Yeah,
Bragging Age.
The Banished.
Bracken Age.
Borderlands.
There we go.
All right, look, we're not gonna go alphabetically through our entire catalog of games.
We've got big catalogs.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I think I'm up to 540 on
Good
Steam.
God. I'm at 212. That is with some of her games too, for the record.
I was about to say I don't know.
To be fair, y'all have played most of your.
That is very true. I try to make it a point that I play all of my games down the list.
So I have it there in case I need to play it. Or y'all are like, hey, you want to play this game? I'm like, hey, wait, I think I have that. Let me check. Works out really good. So Anthem. What is everybody thinking of Anthem?
I have
talked
really
about it
mixed
last
feelings about it. Like, really mixed.
That seems to be the sentiment all this week when it was coming out, was people having mixed.
Yeah, I
feelings about
mean, as I said when we played the demo, they did some things really right and some things feel very lacking. It's like the combat is smooth, the abilities for each class are nice, the flight is good, the mechanics feel great. The problem comes in everything else. Like, you fight the same enemies all the time, and I get it, like, you're supposed to have a commonality of what you're fighting, but it just feels really generic. Go out, kill these things, come back. The quest setups are bothersome, because in a lot of RPGs, you can gather your quests, go out into the world, do a bunch of them, bring them all back to your hub, turn them all in, gather the next set, and go out. This one, it's, you pick up all the quests, you do one quest, you go out, do one quest, you hit that load screen, go do your thing, hit the load screen, come back, turn it in, then you go out and do the next quest, which may be in the same place that you were just at, but you can't do multi-quests at the same time. Like, it's not true open world, it's a very linear story game. Once you get into, like, once you're actually looking at it, it's not the open world that they claimed it would be, unless you're doing free play, in which case you can fly all over and do stuff. But it's
interesting to me too, because I would almost rather it just be like, okay, enter free play, and then I'll be like, well, I happen to be in an area where I know I have a quest, because you can look at the map or whatever, pull it up, there it is, right, and go, let me go ahead and start this quest. Let me go push a button. I don't give a shit what I have to do, but make me do something to be able to start the quest because I happen to be in the area. So I stop going back to the hub every time. I agree totally with that. It's kind of
so
like
frustrating to me. Like, go out, do one thing, and it's one thing, like, one of the things that is kind of frustrating when you're out there doing it is you can see this like open area and whatnot, but if you're on a mission and you go out of the mission parameters that it has set, then it's like, get back to the mission zone or you'll be teleported. So really, even the open world in that is just a tease. Like, might as well have just been cave systems so that it kept you on the same track that it wanted, because you have to be on the track or else it's going to put you back on it. Like, I don't know why they even offered to let you look at the open world sections of it.
I guess the reason they did, the only thing I can figure out is because of the way that their multiplayer is set up. So like if you are playing by yourself, you're not playing with friends, it's designed to where you don't want some random Joe coming in and going, well, I'm going to use this as free play time, and going off to do that. Instead, try to keep everybody together. But
I mean, I guess that is it, but it's just weird to me.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's some oddities to it. It's I kind of like the way, like with the original Destiny, I'll never forget the first time we go into the original Destiny, you would see other people going from point A to point B along with you, and they could help you out in certain areas, but you weren't on the missions together. You were doing your own thing. They just happened to be there.
Well, until you hit the quest area, and then you reload it, like phase into something else. And
right, and see, I would prefer something like that, to where I'm fine with seeing other people and them helping me out and vice versa, but I'm not okay with, not having the quest area available to me as the only way to play with other individuals, instead of just having 4 people or 3 people that you can see, 4 total.
Yeah. I feel like free play should be a bigger lobby too. Like having 4 people in free play, because it's the whole map in free play, but there's only 4 of us. It feels really empty as a world, because you don't see anybody in your hub. Fort Tarsus is a solo single player area and everything, and I understand that, like, for quest reasons and whatnot. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that, but the fact that you only occasionally run into your other people that are in the free play with you, because it's only 4 people, but it's the whole map, I kind of wish that it felt a little more populated. Like, let there be 3 teams of 4 in there, so 12 max.
That would be quite a significant strain on the Frostbite engine.
Well, see, and that's part of the problem, is you keep bringing it up, because Chicken and I have talked about this a lot this week, and he doesn't like that I'm critical of part of Anthem as much as I am, and I'm sorry, Chicken. But I'm not going to not be honest about it. But he brings up a lot that it's limited by the Frostbite engine. But they knew they wanted to create a specific idea for it, and they didn't do anything to either update the Frostbite engine to do what they wanted it to, or
the Frostbite engine has limitations. It does
have limitations, but
that's
it's not
why
the only engine
Capcom
out
developed
there.
a whole new engine to run specific Resident Evil games.
That's fine. Maybe the BioWare and EA should have looked into that as well.
EA does not have enough money to completely build a whole new engine from the ground up, because that shit is extremely taxing.
EA, one of the richest companies in the gaming industry, doesn't have enough.
No, they are not willing to.
They just don't want to spend it.
Yeah, they're not willing to spend that kind of money to build a whole
then
EA
don't say
engine.
they don't have the money, because they do.
Okay, fine. They do not have. They don't want to spend the resources.
Don't they own
to
the
build.
Frostbite engine?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm like 90% certain
We will check
that's
real
their
quick.
proprietary engine for. I mean, BioWare almost. I think
Because that's what they promote.
BioWare's done is Frostbite.
Because their sports games are promoted through Frostbite as well.
Yeah, EA Dice is the one that designed it for Microsoft. Yeah, Microsoft Windows.
Okay.
Well,
The Frostbite engine is designed for cross-platform use on Microsoft Windows and 7th generation consoles. Okay. So yeah, they I don't wonder how long it took to build it.
So I wonder if that means that there's an opportunity out there for like Xbox and PC players to play together. Because I mean, I know Sony's still a little touchy about that kind of thing, but those two are speaking.
Possibility. I mean, I think it depends on how their servers work, to be honest with you on that one.
Because that is not a competitive multiplayer, so you don't have to worry about mouse and keyboard's got the advantage because it's a cooperative instead of a competitive.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
I would definitely say it's time to get the new engine. This engine is
old.
11 years old.
Yeah.
Well, this is Frostbite 3, which came out in 2013.
Yeah.
So, it's
So
not
even then,
as
they could
old.
update it accordingly.
And I mean, they're pushing it, obviously. The graphics look good. It's, smooth when you're out playing and whatnot. It's just empty, I guess. I guess that's one of my major problems. It feels empty. Yes, there's a lot of load screens. The load screens for, like, Baka and I have swapped places with that. The load screens are loading faster for me now than they are for him. But Chicken still can't invite people to his game, or invite me to his game.
I think you're broken.
So weird.
Yeah.
I can't get his invites. Oh, no, Baka's tried to send invites too. I can't get invites. It's me.
Yeah, but he can get mine.
Yeah, he can get yours, and he can get mine, and you can get mine because I've invited you. I can't
you
get
can't
invites.
get
I'm the broken one.
See now, No Pants. His.
You took one from Baka though.
I can't get yours. I guess it's
Yeah,
a me and you thing. I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
know.
me and you. Like, you can't get
We've
mine.
had
That's
a very
it.
small test with this because Baka's
Yes.
the only one we know that has been online when we're online to test it out.
Yes.
With No Pants, his runs on. He's got his on an SSD, and his is so much faster to load in than mine is.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like, but I mean, you'd have to either buy a whole SSD just to run this one specific game, or just deal with it. But from what it looks like, from what it sounds like when they patch it, it looks like older hard drives have a little bit harder time reading it so fast. Which mine doesn't take any time at all. Like, I mean, it's maybe 10 seconds per load screen. I
Mine's
just
not
wish they
that
would
fast.
I wish they would put something on
Mine's
the
like
load
30.
screen.
Yeah, that's been
Put
a
something
big
on the load
suggestion on
screen.
the Reddit is
Let me look at my javelins. Let me look at the cortexes. Let me look at something instead of just the same
it's
fucking
the same
picture
thing.
every
Yeah,
time.
it's the same. It's one of the little scab guys, and that's it.
I like the idea that the Reddit idea that Griff was hinting out was somebody was talking about the cortexes that we pick up. It would be nice to be able to read those and just be like, because
Well, that's what they did with
a lot of
Dragon
people,
Age or Inquisition.
yeah, it's like we don't have time necessarily or not necessarily don't have time, just don't want to sit there and read through all the shit. But if it's up on the screen and the screen's in front of us
And
anyway,
it's a
might as
mandatory
well read
load
it.
screen where I have to be paused anyway. I mean, you might as well.
Exactly. Kind of paint it a little bit. Make it a little bit easier to kind of get through, because instead of just sitting there
Old
going,
school shampoo bottle while you're using the restroom before everybody had
Oh
phones.
my God.
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, even in like classic WoW, there weren't very many load screens, but whenever you had one, they always had like little tips that they would show at the bottom where you could just
well,
read.
and WoW, it was a scrolling tooltip. Like every couple of seconds, like 15 seconds or so, it would swap to a different
Yeah,
tip.
something different, just a
Which, I
little
mean, sometimes
tip.
they were stupid. Like, did you know that you can make friends in the world and group up? Like, yes, I did know that. I've been playing this game for 10 years. Thanks. But
It's
I mean,
actually
like,
been
just
almost
to
15 years now.
have some sort of, like, visual flavor to it, aside from every load screen will be this one guy.
Yes,
I
I mean,
care.
there was a lot of suggestions going around on the Reddit. Even I'm throwing my hat into the ring constantly, because I mean, one of the things that I'm advocating for pretty strongly is I don't like the 4 people in free play is fine. I'm fine being a solo player, just flying around, because I'm pretty fucking good. I can handle these things mostly on my own. But mark the fucking objectives and events on the map. Like, even if somebody has to discover it and then it's marked on the map, at least when somebody looks at the map, they're like, oh, there's an event going on over here. There's a person over here.
There's
gonna
no
go
way. Yeah, there's
over.
no way for the everybody on the map to know. Like, you can have 4 people in all 4 corners of the map, and there's no way for them to communicate with each other, and no way to know what's going on where. So you have
Add
an
a
event
text
pop
chat
up, and you're
or
the only
something.
one there. And you're like, well,
Even a ping. At
Yes,
the end of the day, just have a
anything.
ping system
Well, and
built
here's
in.
one of
They
the
have
things that-
Apex
Here's one
next
of the things
door.
that I think makes the game feel so empty is that when you're out in the world, the only other thing that, like, the only other contact audio-wise that you hear is from Owen and whoever's giving you the mission. That's it. There's no contact, like, there's no javelin voices. Your javelin in combat even your pilot doesn't make noises or say anything, or, like, there's no banter at all. And that's part of why it feels so dead, is because it just feels like you're a silent person out in the world doing silent things for no,
Well, and to be fair, some people don't like that, but I would prefer them to have the option to be able to turn it off.
Well, and when Chicken
it's like-
was talking about the ping system, like, just have a ping where your javelin pilot says, hey, event over here, or something, like, acknowledges it vocally so that the ping goes map wide to the other 3 players.
Yes,
And even that would feel less dead than it feels currently.
Yes, they have Apex right next door, who has probably the best ping system I have ever fucking seen, ever created. Take just a couple of those
What
things.
engine are they running? Just looking to get in
I
that
don't know,
one.
Probably the same one that they were using for the Titanfall games, but I mean, really, just take some of that. The way the characters talk, even if they're not talking to each other, it's basically like, hollow words to the team where it's like, oh, there's an enemy over here. Oh, I'm getting shot. I'm taking fire. I'm moving to this position.
Shields
like your
down,
character's
things
always
like that. Like when you're.
Yeah, your character's always kind of got thoughts moving and things being said. Like they're not necessarily to the other people. They're just kind of information being relayed to the team.
Yes, so it doesn't feel so dead.
Yes.
Because it does. Like, that's part of it. In any of your other games, like your Mass Effects or your Dragon Ages, you have your party, and I get that they're NPCs with their own stories in those situations, but they have banter. And you do too, where you acknowledge the world or something that's happening. But in this one, you don't. It's so quiet. Like, it's just that level of disconnect, I guess. It's like...
Yeah.
The source engine's what's used for Apex, by the way.
The source engine?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
Well, but I guess it's what Titanfall uses too, so I guess it's kind of transferred over.
But all of this being said, I really fucking enjoy the game. I'm gonna play some more. I mean, I got the Origin premiere, so I've got a month to go ahead and play the shit out of it.
We didn't commit the full $60 to buying the game right out of the gate because, you know.
I know they're going to improve the game. I think we've got updates that are coming within the month.
Act 1 is supposed to be in March. So.
Well, they released a whole fucking road plan for the next couple of months. Like, detailed what they're going to add. The first major patch is going to add 3 new events to free play. And if I can find this real quick. Also, one of the other pieces of news, they added the big day 1 patch a day early, which was nice. Part of the reason why we started early.
Yeah.
Because I was waiting for that one. I will find this roadmap, and then I can give more details on what they plan on adding very soon. Because March is almost here, a couple more days.
Some of the things they fixed while he's finding that. Some of the things that they fixed that were in there. One of the issues I kept having was the game crashing. Looks like they fixed a lot of that issue. The one thing I do love about this game, if it does crash and you're already middle of the event, it does send you back into with the rest of your group, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they're fixing that. There's some things that ended up hanging up. The load screen times supposedly are supposed to be smaller, or like not as long. I don't know how you change that, but okay. If they did, that's a good thing.
Well, some of it was caused by the amount of content it was trying to load on the other side of the load screen, essentially. Because sometimes it was trying to load the full game and you didn't need it. So I had heard that was causing some of the problem.
One of the issues that a lot of people had too, so if somebody went ahead of you in the game, that it would you would pop another load screen so it could zoom you to where they were at.
The tether wasn't long enough for that.
Yeah, so they've kind of changed that as well. Thank God.
You could feel the difference in that though. Like, I mean, we're a little far away, and then it's like, hey, you got 40 seconds to catch up to your teammates. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I can easily make it.
Usually it's me. I'm sorry.
Griff just like goes,
and
Baka plays
about flying.
And I wanted to say this. Baka plays the thick boy, so he's a little he gets a little heated faster. So we have to make sure that we kind of keep up. But Griff is just going. She's like, fuck it, going.
I'm sorry. I'm like, I got things to blow up with these rockets. Okay.
Ain't that the truth?
But you need your tank to block with his butt.
The amount of times I have thrown out sticky grenades only to immediately, like as soon as it leaves my hand, have my Colossus thick boy land in front of me and have it bounce off of his butt. I am just gonna oh my God. I don't know how he knows, but it's almost like anytime I want to throw a grenade, Bach is like, she's throwing it. I need to get in front of it right now. I need to save these bad guys. It's like
a spidey sense. It's like my butt is tingling, Land.
See, here's the thing. And when we played Halo with sticky grenades, he used them to kill me all of the time. And now when I'm trying to kill the bad guys with them, he does to prevent that. Like, I don't understand.
You all have problems with sticky grenades.
Yeah,
Maybe just stay away from them.
And it's my favorite grenade in the game. Like, I want to use it, but Baka is not letting me.
One of the things too that I'm glad that they fixed, and this is the issue I had with the strongholds. If there's, especially in that first stronghold, you have the tunnel that'll be there, and it opens up for you to go into the different areas. Because of the people that go too fast, Griff, that go too fast, I would get stuck in a tunnel and couldn't get to the other side. So what I'd have to do is actually physically quit the game. So in the game, start back up. So it spawned me with the rest of my group when I started back up. So I missed part of the battle. Just trying to restart the game. So.
It usually just teleports back to me, and then I get yelled at. So I'll slow down for a minute.
Teleporting would have been fine, and then even if they just allowed that to open back up for me because I'm on the opposite side of it, and allowed it in, it'd have been fine. But it happened twice to me. It happened once when we were doing the demo. It happened again when I hit the stronghold for the first time this time. And I was like, this is stupid. Like, why is this not fixed? So it looks like they fixed it. I'm glad.
Yay.
Makes me happy.
I will not have that problem because I'm usually in the front. Yay. Problem solved.
You're part of the problem versus having the problem. Got it.
I mean, that's usually how it is.
To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, I'm usually the problem.
Oh, too funny. Anything else y'all want to talk about Anthem?
Yeah, I did find the roadmap.
Okay.
So for March, they've got, let's see, 4 new free play events that they're going to launch. The new missions, the legendary missions, phase 1, new items, and Elysian stronghold caches, which I have no idea what those are.
Sounds fancy.
And then April, they've got expanded progression, a mastery system that they're going to add in, new items, Cortex, free play. See,
my concern is they're adding so much into free play.
Hold on, I'm not done. New missions, legendary missions, phase 2, new stronghold, weekly stronghold challenges, social play, which will add leaderboards and guilds.
Okay, they're still adding a bunch of stuff into free play. Let's
yes,
hope
because
that
free
they
play is
it.
going. Yes, that is why we have to stay on them. BioWare says that they want to, listen to their community. Let's keep talking and let's keep being
vocal.
Yes, but not harass them about
constructive.
it. Yes, keep the discussion constructive. Because, I mean, some community, we talked about this last week, community managers have to sift through the shit to try to find good suggestions. Let's just keep the suggestions good to start with, and we can make the game better and evolve it. I mean, Sea of Thieves is where it's at because they've listened. They've made good choices. I mean, they were like, oh, we're going to have microtransactions in June. Well, here it is, almost a year after its release, and we still don't have microtransactions in sight. I mean, they're so busy trying to increase the quality of the game. So let's hope BioWare is going to stay on this path.
I will say, as many things as I have wrong with the game, like as negative as it seems like I am about it, I'm enjoying playing it, and I do, like, when we're not playing it, I'm thinking about when the next time we're going to play is. So
I think there's a difference between being negative and being critical. I think you're being critical, which is constructive.
And I want to be critical because I want BioWare to succeed. I know what they're capable of, and I want them to be able to, gain back some of that freedom. I know that EA was probably much closer on top of them after Mass Effect Andromeda, which was EA's fault to start with. But, I mean, they're like, we need this to be successful. If it's not successful, and I'm sure BioWare, a lot of their devs are thinking the same way, is if this does not succeed, we will not have a job. And I want BioWare to come back to what they were before. So I want to be there for them.
And I think all of us do. And I think the people that support him is on there. And I one of the things, and I want to hear y'all's experience on this. Griff and I read a review of somebody that should not have been reviewing the game to start with, but we're not going to talk about that.
I know what you're talking about now.
But they did bring up a really good point that I'm interested in, because you've got somebody like BioWare that traditionally builds games that are meant for solo play. Mm-hmm. Part of the complaint that they had was if they're playing with their friends, they don't have enough time in the city to explore and do what they want to even pick up more quests or anything like that. What was y'all's experience as a group? Did you feel rushed because you knew you had to get to the next quest, or how did you all feel about that?
I don't
Personally,
think so.
I didn't feel rushed at all. I had my time. I took my time. I talked to, I check my map whenever I get back and see who wants to talk to me, and then I just kind of run around and talk to them. If somebody's done before me, then I'll do the forge and work on my...
Occasionally we ran into points where I was like, all right, guys, I've talked to everybody I can talk to, and you two are still playing in the forge. Have you talked to anybody? No? Okay, I'll just...
It's not my fault. You run through everybody like you ran through the missions.
I went and talked to them, and my stuff was already set in the forge.
Too fast.
Griff, you were also the one that was critical about the dialogue choices, that you didn't have enough choices, you thought? Do you still feel that way, or are
Yes.
you happy with the choices?
For
that
a
are available to you?
BioWare game, it's gonna catch a lot of the same flack that Fallout 4 caught, because your choice is yes or yes but sarcastic / yes but I sound like I'm saying no but I still mean yes. I mean, like, those are your choices. You're either, when you're having personal conversations and it's not so much a yes or no, it's either a straight answer, which is like how do you feel about the fort? And your choices are like, I think it's home now, versus, well, it'll do. They mean the same thing. It's just like the context, I guess, that it comes out in. Like, there's no
one
real
means
depth.
that you feel comfortable here, and the other one is you just have to be
But that's what I'm
here.
saying, though, is like it's a very binary choice. One, it's always going to be the straight answer versus the I slightly have a personality answer, but it's very
But it
slight,
also
and that's
gives
it.
you more points towards how others feel about you.
Mhm.
Like, based
You get
on
more
how your
rep.
answer is. Yeah,
You get
more
rep
on it.
with different things based on your answers.
Yeah,
which I'm still not sure about, because one's freelancers and one goes to the arcanist.
Arcanists.
Arcanists.
Yeah, and so you go through it. It's like you look at it and you go,
Well, there's actually a third one. It's like the other. There's like another faction.
There's like 4 factions.
Well,
so
as far as
far.
conversation goes, there's only 3 that I've seen pop up, which is
Yeah.
the freelancers, the arcanists, and whatever the
The
fourth one
Sentinels,
is.
I
The
think
third
it
one.
is.
Oh yeah, probably.
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sentinels. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's interesting to me because, like, No Pants and I'll be playing, but No Pants has not gotten to, like, he's already finished the plot line. So if he and I are playing, it's basically whatever my mission is what we're going to end up playing on, because, you know, he's got stuff I don't have. So we'll go in and play that. But what he's doing is he's going back to, he unlocked a Storm, which is what I normally play with anyway, and he just wanted to play with the Storm for a little bit, where normally he would play with the Colossus. So
Thick boy.
So he would.
Random.
So normally he'd play with that, but this gives him a little bit of opportunity. He's like, normally I'd be playing the Colossus, but since I already know how this goes, I'm just going to play with the Storm to have fun and enjoy and learn the mechanics. So, but when it comes to being in the city, he'll go, all right, I'm going to go get a drink. Let me know when you're ready, that type thing. So it's like, okay.
I think with our group too, like one of the things that the specific reviewer that you're talking about had mentioned was that they would chat over the dialogue. With our group, it's very respectful, where it's like, okay, we're gonna go into this cutscene, everybody shut up, and like we're quiet until everybody's done with the cutscenes.
But I mean, I think I don't understand gamers who don't want to know the plot line.
I don't get
Because
that either.
it does
on.
not matter to them. They're just rushing to the end. It's the whole, and me and Griff had a discussion about this. It's the whole shoot and loot mentality where, like, even people that play Borderlands don't care about Borderlands. They just want to build the character and start grinding. They want the loot. They don't care. The story is whatever, they don't care, whatever. Let's go kill monsters
got
and get loot.
the crowd of people that'll play games with their friends, so they're not there for the game. They're there for their friends, and they will just chat away, which drives me nuts because I've played a couple of times with people like that, and I'm like, shut up. I know that I have played this game 30,000 times, but I love this dialogue. If you don't be quiet, I'm just gonna kick you out of the party. Like,
well, but it's, to me, it's the people that you're in the theater and they won't fucking stop and talking in front of you.
Yes.
Like, I want to punch them in the back of the head.
oh, it's not even the theater. Like, you're sitting around watching a show or a movie with your friends, and then your friend is talking to you about something that's not happening in the movie. I'm like, be quiet. I am a story-driven person, and you know this. Why are you talking to me?
Oh.
It
But
drives
this
me
is
crazy.
it is one of those things for those that haven't played the game yet, interested in playing the game. If you're playing with your friends, keep in mind,
Make
not
some ground
only do
rules.
there is dialogue once you leave with your javelin. Get in your javelin and go. There's going to be dialogue the entire time going on in the game. That it's not your javelin talking to each other like she was talking about. It is Owen, the main guy that normally talks to you,
Your cipher.
and then and then there's a lady that talks every once in a while too, and I can't think of her name.
She's one of like your quest giver people.
Yeah.
Like your various quest givers will talk, because Matthias
Yeah.
talks to you too when he gives
they'll
you
talk to
quests.
you.
It's gonna be your cipher and whoever gave you the quest most of the time. That talk to you while you're out in the world, and your pilot will occasionally respond to them, but not anything that's happening in the world. But I will say, I love Owen. Our co-pilot is amazing. I
Our
enjoy
cipher.
him. Yes, very much. I like talking to him in the
he's
city.
very high strung for
I
something
love
like
him.
He's all right. I mean,
he
I
kind
just,
of reminds me of Red.
I knew you were going to attach to
See,
it.
that's the thing is Chicken was like, he's going to remind you of Red the second that you run into him. And I was like, okay, so I run into him and I was like, he does not remind me of Red. I'm sorry. He doesn't.
He's like a smart Red to me.
See, I don't get that. I don't make that connection.
A smart Red. Good thing he doesn't listen to us.
He's got his computer back finally after like 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
And
or
then
so.
he dropped it on his foot and cut his foot open.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna go back to the smart
Yeah.
part again. All right, we'll just go.
That one is that's why I said that he is a smart Red.
Oh my god.
Too
But,
funny.
yeah. I mean, so far in Anthem, I like the characters. I think they're fine. I mean,
I like
don't
some
see
of the
anything
characters.
Like,
I feel like other ones are very flat. Like the lady from the Sentinel people or whoever she is. I can't remember her name. I think it starts
The
with
one
a
in
T.
red.
Tassin.
Tassin, yeah, her. I don't think
think
she
that's
wears
her
red. I
name.
thought it was white, but I can't really
It's
remember.
white. It's the leader lady.
Oh, okay.
She very
She's
much,
like, I'm a person that you want to know.
She
Like,
showed up
okay.
and started talking, and immediately it came across to me as, I am the important quest giver, listen to what I am saying because I am moving the plot along. Not so much as, like, this is a person that I'm listening to as a person. It was,
She's the
she
one
felt
that in
very
my head-
functional rather than
She's the one that
form.
in my head she has a Russian accent because the way she is when she talks. Because she's just so direct about everything. You listen to me. Perfect. I like the game though. I do. I think it definitely needs some work for sure. But I mean, it's.
I think they have a really solid foundation. I just wish that they had fleshed it a little more before launch. But it's here now, and this is what we're dealing with, so.
Yep. Which, I mean, so far the game is pretty good. I'm enjoying it. And for those people out there who just hate it because I've seen a lot of reviews, and I went to Metacritic to check out what user reviews have said. And I have to say, comparing this game to Fallout 76 or No Man's Sky,
It's
you people
probably
are
not it.
dumb. Dumb as shit. This game is not anywhere even near that caliber of bad. Fallout 76 was a fucking train wreck when it came out. This game, it's like a puzzle with pieces that are missing or wrong pieces that are in it, but it is nowhere near No Man's Sky or Fallout 76.
And see, that's the thing about it that I'm so baffled with, because it's like I understand, like even with Sea of Thieves, one of the things people were critical about was the fact that it lacked stuff that was there. They're like, oh well, it was just, you know, no man sees, right? No, it was hard to find anybody, that type of thing or whatever. But they've continued to build on the game, and that game still had more content in the other two. Like with 76, it was just.
With 76, it was buggy.
Bad.
That game should have been early access. If it was
Yes.
early access, people would have been way more forgiving. But it was full launch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same thing
And-
with No Man's Sky, though, theoretically.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it
almost
should
feel
have been.
like maybe this would have been like late early access with Anthem. Fallout
Yeah.
76 was definitely early access.
It was like
and
alpha early access.
Bethesda tried to use that as leverage when they launched it too. They're like, this is our first time doing something like this, so there's going to be problems. It's like, well, we get that,
Then
but
you should have released it in early access. Then I
Yeah.
know you're a AAA company and you don't want to fuck around with things like that, but give your consumers a chance to help you fix it. Because I mean, what you released at a full-priced game was broken garbage.
yes.
No, you put it at $40, make it digital only, and then when you want to do a full release, you do an actual full release.
Yes, give it
Same
a
thing
year
Ark
early
did, now,
access.
except Ark never fixed their problems
Yeah, no shit.
with their original game. They just continue to fix the problems with the new ones.
They just added more with the expansions to make more problems.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, right? And then they released Ark again and added a bunch of water.
Yeah,
Ark,
called
but with
it
water.
Atlas. So that's all the same
Ark.
problems. Oh.
But with water. Goddamn.
But I don't know.
Well,
I-
Atlas doesn't seem to have that rubber band issue that Ark did, though.
But it has a lot of other issues.
It
The
does,
fact that your
but-
chickens fell through the floor and one went missing yesterday.
Yeah, but Baka
then
found
I
it.
shot it with an arrow.
Baka found it.
I was hunting for hide and killing things, and I saw it for a moment, and I thought it was a seagull because I forgot it went missing, and I shot it.
thought
It was
that
like
chicken was a seagull.
I was like, why didn't it die in one shot? Oh, okay. I found Stella.
Let me go put her back inside and put a band-aid on this.
Ah, damn it.
You saw nothing.
Poor Stella.
She had an arrow sticking out of her chest for a few hours. So
Oh.
She was okay. She's okay. She got to go back in the barn with everybody else and got to eat some berries. She's okay.
Delicious.
You know, if you just killed her, you would have got that arrow back.
Oh, no.
No, not worth. Not worth. It took like 3 hours to go and get her.
Yeah. We need the eggs.
Oh, Lord.
You guys
So
want to
I
talk
can
about
make
some
eggs.
news for the next 20 minutes? I didn't realize we were
Yes.
like 35 minutes into the show already.
Sure.
Well, Anthem was a big topic.
And we did talk about some of the news that had to do with that as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, and you know, there's not exactly like a ton of news anyway, so carry on.
So we're gonna jump into one that's yes and no, good and bad. Or we'll go with the bad first. It's
Okay.
for Call of Duty. They
Oh.
added loot boxes back in. They didn't talk about it during their stream and whatnot, so they were like, loot
You
boxes.
should probably not do stealth launch content like that. I mean, just saying. Sorry. I'm trying to
Yeah,
get
I
to
mean,
the-
it's a $60 game with a $50 season pass with microtransactions already in it, and now we're adding loot boxes.
But it's because partly it's because Activision wants to make all the money in the world, and they think they can do that through microtransactions.
oh my! First of all, I bought the game.
I will
but I
never
ain't
like.
spending.
I told you not to.
But I really fucking enjoyed it. I got my time out of Blackout,
Okay.
which I mean, it's fine.
I like the multiplayer part of it, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I got what I paid for out of this game. I wish I would have gotten more out of it for sure. There are games that a lot of people buy that they wish they can get more out of it. But I mean, sometimes things just happen. But this was definitely my last Call of Duty that I'm buying. Activision, man. Ugh. Why do you keep doing this? It's like you keep blowing your foot off, getting a prosthetic put back on, and then shooting it again. It's like, why don't you ever fucking learn? After a record-breaking
Reason.
year, they fire a bunch of people. It's like, what are they looking for as a company? I'm baffled. I have no idea what they want out of a company. It's like, you have all the money. We want more money.
Yes.
What are you going to do with all that
And
money?
then-
You going to build a
well,
money
here's the
house?
Here's the thing: is
Yes.
then you have your juggernaut of a company that you created help create a game with them that you went in and go, all right, we're taking this content out, this content out, this content out, so we can add it in back later, which was Destiny, the original Destiny, right? And then you turn around and create Destiny 2, give us a little bit more content, cool. First update comes in and it's like one battle, boom, done.
Yes.
Second one comes in, it's a little bit longer, and we're like, this is a little weird, all right? And then they're like, and you can have it back. You helped us make all this money. Have a nice day. And it's like, why would you not? I mean, good for Bungie for fucking
Yeah, they're
walking away
free.
from that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh my god! And then you've got a company that's been around for years that has been fan based. They have their own fucking convention, and you fuck them over too. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
It's because Activision thinks that they can earn an infinite amount of money. And their shareholders believe that wholeheartedly. And that's the problem, is the money is finite. Your gamers only have so much to spend at a time, and just because you add and load down a game with loot boxes or microtransactions or store content does not mean that they're going to keep opening their wallets like that. Like, there's a finite amount of money that each person can spend.
Yeah, eventually people are going to be poor. They can't buy any more of your stuff.
What
But
people don't understand.
didn't they take out loans from the bank to keep
No,
buying
nobody's
stuff?
taking out payday loans to finance Call of Duty microtransactions. I'm sorry.
Look at, and here's the thing. It's a difference in policy that's to start with. Blizzard got to the point they were because of the fans they created.
Mm-hmm.
Activision's got to the point because of the fans they decided to destroy their pocketbook.
Yep.
That's the reason
Well, the
Activision's
thing is
got to
they
that
feel
point.
like they're going to make a paycheck off of it every time. And in the same vein as something like FIFA or Madden, you have people that every year will, even if they didn't enjoy the previous one, will still shell out money for the next iteration. Why? Habit. They've been trained over a decade to buy it every year, no matter what. I mean, I don't understand the mentality behind it either, but it still happens. It's one of those phenomenon that I just can't wrap my mind around. Why you would continue to buy something that you didn't enjoy, and you probably can tell that the next one's going to be similar in your enjoyment of it, but you do it anyway. Like, I don't get it.
At least with FIFA, here's irony for you, okay?
Oh,
with
God.
FIFA and Madden, you've gone from a multiplayer game or a game that you could play solo and play the sporting event to them creating a campaign into the game. Call of Duty started off as a fucking campaign and is now only a multiplayer game.
Well, I mean, that's another
exact
aspect of it,
opposite.
is you're cutting chunks of your audience out by doing that too. Granted, the last several campaigns haven't been stellar. I mean, so I just...
No, well, but here's the thing. If we want a campaign now, where do we go?
Not
Titanfall.
them. Yeah.
We go to Titanfall. Titanfall 2 had a great campaign to it. And irony again, that was a game that started off multiplayer only, no campaign. And the second iteration of it was, oh my god, this is really good. Short, but it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, Resident Evil 2 came out. Look at that. Free DLC, $60 game, full engine, completely remade the whole thing. Came out incredible. I mean, there's not a bunch of microtransactions in there. There's a bunch of unlockables in there. I mean, this day and age, if you ask a kid what's an unlockable, he's like, I don't know, do you buy it?
Something you buy on the store.
No. You just earn them by doing, playing the game well.
Well, I mean, you used to have stuff that was unlockable and it was attached to, like, achievements and whatnot. Like, you had to kill so many enemies with a specific gun to get a different version of that gun or something like that, like a new skin for it and things like that. Mm-hmm. Now that is just, people are like, that's exclusionary. I should have access to that. Well, you have access to that if you will play this game. That's it. Play this game. That's all developers want you to do.
Get good, as Chicken says.
Well, all real developers want you to do.
No shit. Well, on the turn note from that, after they announced the loot boxes and whatnot, they had to backpedal on it because, good lord, did the community just turn on them.
Well, gee, I'm so shocked. I didn't see that coming. They stealth released something that nobody wanted, and geez, it didn't work out.
Hey, I gotta give them credit. At least they changed something about it instead of just sticking to their guns, right? Come on now.
I guess so.
I mean,
sticking to their guns by sticking to their guns.
Oh my god.
They made it so that you can, because before you couldn't earn the crates after you passed the 100 tier. Now you can earn the crates after you pass the 100 tier, and you can still skip tiers and get more crates, and the amount of crates you can get has been doubled. So you get a bunch of fucking crates for free just by playing the game again. Because they basically took all that away and just, like, we're going to make you buy them only. So instead of that, they've put them back into the game, which, I mean, good job. I mean, we shouldn't have even had to get to this point for you to have to undo what you did. But, I mean, at least you did it.
And I still don't understand why developers haven't learned this, but transparency is huge. And in one of the articles that you had linked, they talked to one of the devs that had given an interview in which, like, previously, in which he was like, no, we're not going to do this, and this, and then here it is. And he's like, well, I mean, what do you want from me? I can either give you the interview and tell you what I know at the time and then have it change and have to tell you something else, or I can do no interviews. And it's like, well, the problem isn't necessarily that it changed, it's that you sprung it on everybody without telling them that it had changed and give an explanation for why it had changed. Like, that's part of the problem.
And it's simple. You're sitting in a meeting with the guy that just said this, right? And you go, hey, man, we're going to have to change this on there. The first words out of my mouth, if I was that guy, I would go, you need to set me up another interview.
Yeah, we need to talk about this with the community.
Because I need to tell people this is going to happen because it's my word.
Yeah.
It's my word that I told them wasn't going to happen. I'm going to turn around and go, look, it changed. Not my policy. This is what happened.
Well, I mean, and that hurts trust from consumers to developers because something on the business side of it changed. Like, in this case, Activision said, we need more money. And so the developers are left doing this thing. But there needs to be a measure of communication to the community on that. Because that, you talked about Blizzard and having their own convention and everything. That is how they got to that point. They were open with their community. There was a discourse back and forth between the devs and the people playing the game, and there was mutual respect between the two. But now we have a hard time respecting and trusting devs because of this kind of stuff.
Well, it's okay. It's because this whole this money games thing has really, really gotten really dirty. So Call of Duty people want to make a good game. Activision stockholders are like, we want to make more money. So you're going to do this. But the backlash from that. I don't care. You're going to have to handle it however the fuck you want. We need more money from this game to make it so that we can keep supporting you. But it's going to hurt the community. I don't care about the community. I don't care what you have to do. You have to do this, or we're going to remove, or we're just going to stop supporting your game. But I mean, we can't do this as a company. I don't care what
you stop supporting the game. You make no money whatsoever.
Well, a lot
they
of
don't care. They'll just move on to
developers-
somebody else.
The publishers need to step back from a lot of their bigger developers, and even
The
the smaller
publishers.
ones. Yes, the publishers need to step back and let the developers do what they need to do to make a good game. Like, give them a few years, like 4 or 5 years, to come out with a couple of titles over that span, like 2, seriously, that they worked really hard on and that they had full creative control of. And see how that does, because you've got to, at this point, rebuild consumer trust. None of
But
us
it's
trust
still
Activision,
not enough
EA.
money. It's still
I know,
not
but
enough
that's the
money for them.
problem. That is the problem, is because the people that the shareholders, the board members, don't know anything about the companies that they're running and about the companies that they're demanding give them more cash. And
Yeah,
that's part of the problem, is they're crushing these companies that could be making them money.
Yeah,
And-
but it's like a finite amount of money. It's like when you release a single-player game, you can't get any more money out of that. Like, you just release it, you make whatever you get from the sales, and then that's it. That is why I like THQ Nordic, is when Darksiders 3 came out, they're like, okay, good, it made enough sales. We can go ahead and start looking at the 4th one. We're not trying to fucking make billions of dollars or keep
Better
milking it
expectations.
afterwards. Exactly. Because certain publishers
And
just
THQ
want more.
has done a really good job of mentoring their studios, but letting them make their own choices. As we saw with the Metro thing and how they're releasing Metro on Epic and not Steam, that
Yep.
was the choice of the developer to do that. The publisher was like, "We're here, we're your umbrella, we'll help you with what you need, but you make your calls on things like
Yeah,
that."
Darksiders 3 is getting its DLC too because it performed up to expectations. They're like, all right, you guys can go ahead and keep working on that because you've made back what you've spent. So go ahead and keep working on it. Hopefully you'll make back again, and we'll just keep this going.
But I think THQ has an interesting model that a lot of other publishers could look at, which is they've acquired a lot of small properties, so they constantly have output of content, but it's quality content, so they're making money, and it may be smaller amounts of money than your Call of Duty is going to make at one time, but that smaller amount, they have more of those small amounts. So you're still making, enough money to satisfy what needs to happen in the company and everything, but it's not all having to come from one over-milked, overproduced, overloaded AAA title. And maybe
Exactly.
other
They're not
companies
trying
should
to
look at
build their
that.
profits even higher. Like they're just like
How much money can I make right this second with this one thing? Is
yeah,
what
they don't
look
care.
at.
As far as I can tell from how many different company or games they've bought, they don't seem to not really care too much about, the main profit line. They want to be able to keep making money so that they can keep making games so that they can keep making money. It's like this nice little circle that they got going on instead of like Call of Duty where it's like, make this game, now make us as much money. I don't care about whatever else we're working on. Just keep making money from this game. So, I mean, different companies, support companies that you feel do it right. That is why I
Yeah.
talk so highly of THQ Nordic. Since they bust out of the scene years ago, they've just constantly been doing things right.
Well,
Well,
you'll
in-
have
in
people
my
that are
opinion.
more willing to buy their games because they trust the publisher and the developer rather than with somebody like an Activision or an EA where that relationship is so damaged that you're really hesitant. I mean, if I
go to
didn't-
Anthem for BioWare, not EA for
Yes,
the record.
exactly. If I didn't dislike EA and not trust them any further than I can throw them, which is not very far, I would have bought the game if it was BioWare and just BioWare. I'm not buying the game. I'm doing the $15 thing, which I realize is money going straight to Origin or EA. But at the same time, I'm not committing to that because that relationship is damaged. But we straight up bought Darksiders the second it came out because we trust THQ and we like how they
Yes.
run their company. More willing to spend that money. That's the problem that they don't understand is that trust with the consumers is damaged across those games. So Call of Duty is going to make less money because people don't trust them. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yep.
They can't make all the money in the world if nobody trusts them.
Their cow's milk is tainted.
Yes.
As long as if you create a quality product, stand up the quality product, and you're making less money off of it, you're more likely to sell more copies of it and make the same amount of money.
Yep.
So you can, at the end of the day, you can try to say people can try to say all they want that $60 is the genuine. This is what the price tag is for this game. But part of the reason that the price tag is what it is because you've inflated the market to that point, and now all your graphic artists and everybody that's worked hard on this damn game is worth more. So they're wanting more money in turn, and you're trying to do the same thing. And eventually, games are going to be $70. It's going to happen. But you can't convince me. You had at least 2 games I know of this year that within a month's time was half fucking price.
Ooh.
Yep.
I know Tomb Raider came out at one point and then went half price, and then
Didn't 76 also?
Fallout 76 went on sale
Fallout
the weekend
76
it
went on
launched.
sale. Yeah, like what in the fuck are they thinking? It's like, yeah, let's release this at full price. All right, now let's hurry up and give this thing a discount.
Well, again, that goes back to trust, because now we can't commit to buying things right out of the gate because we can't trust that, 1, they're a finished product, and 2, that they won't go on sale 2 weeks later.
At least if I'm buying an early access game, I have an idea that it might take a minute for it to come out.
Exactly. That is why I'm so cautious with early. I try not to buy them. Atlas. I mean, I've got almost 200 hours in Atlas, so I think that was a moderate investment.
And I'm a little over 100 now, I think. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm very careful with my purchases these days.
Yes. Well, a lot of people are, because it's in this economy, it's a little harder to justify dropping, $150 on a game and its pass and all of the microtransactions that come with it. You have to be more careful about what you're buying, and you're not going to spend that kind of money with a company that you don't trust or care for.
Yeah, Biomutant. I'm right now, as from what I know, I want to buy that game. Like, if just keep showing me what I like, and I will buy that game when it comes out. I mean, they start like, oh, look at all the loot boxes and things like this.
You're always going to have that market of streamers and YouTubers and content creators that feel like they have to buy every new thing the second it comes out, regardless of whether or not it's something they're interested in. And that's going to keep the industry on this path of continuing to push out subpar content, because people are going to reflexively buy it. But
well, the good thing about that is that I don't have to, and I'm not going to. So I'm going to keep speaking with my wallet. And as long as there are companies out there like THQ Nordic who keep doing the right thing, then there will be games for me to play. I've got enough games in my Steam library. I don't have to keep buying new games. If there are things that come out that I'm really interested in from a company that is medium, then I'll think deeply about it before I commit to it.
Yes.
So,
I mean, Devil May Cry 5 is up soon, and I'm still on the fence about it. Like, I really want to gung-ho just jump into it, but I'm afraid, because I'm worried about the fact that it's going to be loaded down with microtransactions, and they're going to turn it into a grind fest to promote those microtransactions.
Yeah, so that is what we have to wait and see.
First, it's hard for me to jump in these days. I'm so cautious about it.
Yes, which is why I'm glad that there was Origin Premiere where I didn't have to commit.
Yes.
The whole, buying 2 games, and I could just do the $15.
Well, because for us, if we're buying multiplayer games, we're having to spend $120 right out of the gate if it's a AAA title, if we want to play it together.
Yeah, it's a good system, and I think that to be honest with you, I think that I hate all the clients that we have to have on our freaking. We have to have on our computers all the time, but at the same time, I'm glad that stuff is available to us. Game Pass for Xbox is great as well, because it allows you to be able to have that stuff available, and some of it you can have on your PC as well as on your Xbox. So that's
and
even
then
better.
Eventually the Switch.
Yeah, Nintendo's making big strides with all that stuff too.
I mean, so like if we can get all of it across one thing, I mean, I'm all for it.
Speaking of Nintendo, you want to talk about Regie retiring? Because I know we're close to an hour already. Anyway.
I was hoping if we didn't talk about it, it wouldn't be true, but man,
I'm sorry, it is.
Man, the Nintendo of America president, Regie Fils-Aimé, is going to retire after 15 years. I remember that dude coming out on the stage back in 2006. That dude is just filled with charisma. When he comes out on the stage, you're talking to another nerd. He knows what you're talking about, and you know what he's talking about. You can feel the passion from this guy emanating into the crowd. It's just and it's so sad to see him leave.
One of the things that I really like about Regie too is Regie has been instrumental in helping the Japanese part of the company relating to the Western world and how we game differently than they do. So it allowed for something like the Switch to recently happen, because you got to a point to where people could understand, this is how we game here versus the way that they have to game there. And so I love the fact that it was there. I'm interested in the new guy whose last name is Bowser of all freaking things to have.
Doug Bowser. Well,
You
first
know?
of all, he came from EA before EA's
Yes.
fucking.
That
absolute
has
melt.
me worried. But
Yes, it is a little worrisome.
But the good thing is you got a good board of directors that's there as well.
That's
too.
true.
So
I
you
think
should- you
that
should-
Nintendo's gonna have more say than some of the EA stuff and all that.
Yeah,
Well,
and
he left EA back in like 2008, so it's been almost 11 years since and it was
Still,
before
EA's
their
not
downturn.
been a good company for a while, though.
And it was
mean-
before their downturn where they started really failing off. I mean, and he's been working with Regie for so long. I'm sure some of Reggie's charisma has rubbed off on him. So I have hopes. I need him to be good.
Did you
I'm
notice
more worried
though
about
that?
the Reggie's business sense rubbing off on him. But,
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But in Doug Bowser's video that he put out where he was announcing his new role and everything, in the background he had 2 plushies of Mario and Luigi tied up with a GameCube controller.
You know that has been there since he first arrived.
That's
like when he
funny.
first arrived, they decorated his whole office like that because they were
'Cause
going
he's
to play on
Bowser.
they were going to play on his Bowser, and he just fucking fell in love with the company. He fell in love, like he lives that attitude now. Like he always wears Bowser shirts. Like
Well, Reggie said when he was announcing his departure that, he's like, who better to leave the company in the hands of than somebody with the name Bowser? And I was like, he's the villain. Bowser is the villain. What do you mean,
yeah, but at least he's a
Reggie?
bad one. All we got to do is have Reggie come rescue Nintendo from Bowser.
So Reggie
Well,
is
So
our
just
Mario?
use an axe and cut the bridge.
I'll tell you what though, Reggie's retirement video. Like I'm sitting there, my favorite thing from that last one is one of his last lines that he says on there, and he says that yes, I'm leaving one of the most important roles in my life, but I'm absolutely staying one of the most important things in my life, which is a Nintendo fan, and I absolutely love the fact that he's true Nintendo fan. And
Yes.
and if Bowser is anything the Nintendo fan that Reggie is, and if he's got the personality like Reggie does, because Reggie was just he looked like the kid that got beat up in elementary school, and is like, I'm gonna show every one of you all one day, every one of you, that you don't beat up this guy right here, because I'm gonna make all the money while you're sitting there working at a local restaurant or whatever. It's just I love it. I absolutely love it because and best of luck to him for hanging out with his family. And I would be interested to see. Let me tell you what I'd love. I would love Reggie to do like a podcast or something once a week when new releases for Nintendo comes out and get his opinion of them.
I'm sure he's going to still be a staple in the Nintendo community. I mean, it's
Probably.
going to be nice where he gets to like step off of the podium and go into the crowd with the rest of us. Like he is not like he's still going to be an idol to the Nintendo fans, but he gets to be in the crowd with the rest of us, watching these releases, getting to get them and play them with us too. Like
Even if he did a once a month, kind of like Major Nelson does with Xbox, and just streams like once a month a new game that's come out and just something that he's passionate about. I remember when we started development, like it'd be like a commentary while he was playing it or something. I would just
I
be
would
like,
recommend for at least a little while, though, that man just take a vacation.
yeah, that guy has
Go
worked
enjoy
so
some
fucking
life
hard
for
these
a
last
minute.
15 years.
So
he probably.
Yeah, I hope so. He definitely deserves it with
Just
everything he's done
make
for
sure
Nintendo.
he takes his Switch with him.
Oh, I'm sure he will. I'm sure he's got plenty of Switches.
you want to talk about the Metro thing before we get out of here?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay, so we went on a good thing, and this is a very interesting thing.
This is like
so
a weird middle of the road thing.
Well, this goes back to companies. Proof that there are companies we don't trust.
Yes.
And companies we do trust. Right here. That's what this is.
Yes. Okay. So everybody knows that Metro Exodus got taken off of Steam and sent to the Epic game, but there's still a Steam page for it because people were still able to buy the game. So, you would expect the community to be outraged and really upset. Yes and no. So the reviews on this game are actually very positive, with over 2,200
So crazy.
reviews, and it's got like 85%. Now, people are praising this game for being so fucking good, but they said they will wait until the game comes back to Steam and then they will buy it. They're apparently not taking their anger out on the game. They're taking their anger out on the decision to move it to Epic, but they still love the game.
Which is weird, because I feel like if this was a lot of other games, they would have review bombed it, because that's what you do on Steam.
But I
these
think
days,
that the people that play the Metro games, which are amazing games anyway, they're very passionate about that and the material that's there and the gameplay that's on there. And 4A, which is the one that's developed the game, has done an amazing job of the game. The few bits I've seen, of course, the little bit that I got to play while I was PAX as well. It feels like Metro. It feels like I'm continuing the story that's going on, and I think that's what they want. But I love the fact that they are not taking it out on the development team. Now, this could be the sign of the apocalypse in some way, that the internet is being this kind. But at the same time, if we as gamers can do this and be positive about everything and make it to where they understand it's not Steam, it's not THQ Nordic, it's not 4A, it has absolutely everything to do with what Epic did.
right?
Then here you go.
I mean, if this game comes back to Steam in a couple of months, because of how, because I'm sure the team was like, oh god, it's gonna get bombed, we're gonna get so much backlash.
Probably.
But the community is like, no, we love your game, but what Epic did is not cool. We're still here waiting for you, and we will be here waiting for you when you decide to see the error of your ways and come back to us.
Because the best thing that can happen right now, if you're a gamer, PC gamer, and you're wanting to buy this game, hold off on this game for as soon as it comes out. The minute it hits Steam, buy the hell out of it. We want sales records to break on that day, to where they turn around and they go, well, we sold 1 million on Epic, we sold 15 million on the whatever. So it's like, that way you can turn around and go, we told you.
Yes.
It's a poor decision. You learned your lesson. Please from now on, do what we ask you to, as gamers. So
yeah,
exactly. So I mean, because when they when they were talking about it, they're like, if they get review bombed or all of this shit, well, we're not going to make another game for PC. Well, guess what? PC gamers aren't even that vindictive. We come out here with open heart and tell you how. Sometimes for certain companies they are definitely mean, but it's nice to see a community like this, and this is the kind of community that THQ is starting to build, one who respects games and whatnot, who don't just lay the full blame on the company. They could see the shadows in the background, because Epic Game is owned by Tencent, and I don't like Tencent.
Nope.
So that shadowy stuff in the background, because when somebody offers you a big ass sum of money, it's hard to turn it down, especially when you're not that huge of a developer. Yeah. So you're like, oh, yeah, I guess we could just put it on the Epic Store. But then they faced a huge backlash, but that didn't affect the review of their game. It's like, we still love your game, but what you did was wrong. But I mean, we're not going to take it out on. It's like, we're not going to take it out on the kid. I mean, you're stupid, but I mean, look at how amazing this is.
And I think the thing is with the Epic Store is what anybody's going to look at is their juggernaut, which is Fortnite, is turning around, and you have to download their client in order to be able to pull that up. So they can turn around with that and go, well, we have this many people that own Fortnite on PC, and therefore they have the Epic Store right in front of them the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody goes, oh, really? Okay. So they use their money from Fortnite to buy these things up in order to have this exclusivity. But, my favorite thing about this is when Xbox did this with Tomb Raider, there was a huge backlash that was on there for Xbox. Not so much for the game. Everybody thought the game was good, that was that style of game. And you had a bunch of Sony fans that when the game hit on Sony, finally got to PlayStation, that they were excited about it and played it as well. I think the difference is right here is with PC gamers, you're dealing with a totally different world than you're dealing with anybody else, because this game, Metro Exodus, is the shots of it I've seen are really, really good.
I've seen a little gameplay. Oh, it looks so fucking good, man. Ugh, come back to Steam. We miss you.
Yeah, please.
I think that's one of the things that when Epic does try to leverage the Fortnite thing, we have this many people who are playing Fortnite on PC, so they're already at the storefront. What a lot of companies need to understand about that is your core Fortnite player is not necessarily a PC gamer. It's not necessarily the crowd that's going to buy your game. They're there for Fortnite only for Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That what they should have been like is, yeah, we'll go ahead and put our game on the Epic client. Well, what about exclusivity? No. We're gonna let it we're gonna let people decide where they want to buy it at. If they want to buy it there, if they want to buy it here, that's all good.
The amount of streamers that I've seen recently have made a move from, let's say, Xbox or PlayStation over to PC because they're streaming now, right? So like anybody that streams, if you're using a console at any point, you end up moving to PC because it's a lot more convenient to just use one item to
do everything.
To do everything, right? So you got a bunch of people that were used to controllers that are now trying to learn how to play on a PC, and they're trying to figure all that out. And it's like, that's why it's downloaded. It's downloaded so they can freaking learn how to play your game on a different format than what they're used to. And so that number continues to rise because you got people that are moving over, and then you'll have people in the chats that are asking, is it better to play with PC or Xbox or PlayStation or whatever? And somebody's going to go, well, PC overall. So now somebody goes out and buys a PC. They come back and they try to learn how to play the game. So it's that part of it's going to grow, but it doesn't make your store worth a shit. It just doesn't.
Well, and I don't have a problem with competition either. Like, I saw one person in one of the articles making a big argument as, competition, it means the consumers are going to win, but what Epic's doing is not competing. They're trying to buy all of the exclusivity.
Yes,
they're trying to buy out
difference.
The other competition. So it's not competition. Competition is let it be on both platforms and see who sells the most.
Mm-hmm. Yes, competition.
If you can offer specific things, and that's the thing is Steam is offering a lot more than Epic offers as far as features go on their platform. I mean, it's just that's where the competition
See, and Discord's
comes in.
done the same thing. Discord's bought a few that are I think they do a 90-day exclusivity or whatever for their
where you can
store.
buy it. I mean, I haven't bought anything on Discord.
They've got one game that I want to play, but first of all, if I buy it on Discord, I'm the only person that's going to own it that I know.
You're probably going to be the only person that's going to own it that anybody knows.
Yeah, it's because it's like I have no reason to do that. But the thought process is the same because that's our communication for most people that are gamers, and why not? But that doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. I just find it weird that this exclusivity becomes a thing, and it's like, why would you not want yours on everything?
Yeah, I mean, you want to sell it as much as possible, right? You want to make money? Isn't that what we're in for?
Yeah, but Epic offered them a bunch of money right out of the gate, so...
Yeah, and then they probably did not make, that much back from it. They were like, oh, well, here's a huge deal. Okay, well, I mean, you could probably make 10 times that amount if you just sold it on Steam and everywhere else.
Or if you sold it on all of the platforms. I mean, because you've got people that are going to be diehard for their platform. Like, there are people that are like, I only buy games from GOG, or I only buy games from here or here. It's... Mm-hmm. Let people use the platforms they want to use.
Mm-hmm. 100% agree.
Yep. It's whatever you're comfortable with.
That's why we like PC. Is with the problem with consoles is you are forced exclusive. Like if you see a really cool ass game on PlayStation, you can't play it because it's not. But whenever anybody says, "Oh, this game is on PC," cool, I could play it. Well, now I have to go use this specific client that has nothing good about it.
Stop giving me console wars on a freaking
next they're going to
client wars.
Next
they're
going to try to push if you want to play this game, you have to have this very specific graphics card.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
the graphics
they're gonna
wars.
It's going to become a really elite thing, and that's not going to benefit anybody. So I just think that's stretching to be like, this is competition. It's fine. It's not competition. It's stupid. It'd be like if I could only get my specific favorite shade of lipstick at Walmart and Target didn't carry it, but I usually shop at Target. I'm not going to start shopping at Walmart just because I'm going to go get that lipstick. I'm either going to find a substitute or only stop by Walmart to buy that one thing and then leave again. It's not going to bring in more to you. It's just how
Hell, how do I even know if the game's any good or not, other than the fact that I went to the Steam reviews and looked at it?
Yeah, no shit. There's nothing good about the Epic client.
I will say, last night I was having an issue with a game that I have exclusively on Origin. It was Dragon Age Origins. I was trying to play and I was having crashing issues. I had to go to the Steam forums to fix the problem. Thank you, Steam.
See, that's part of what helps keep the Steam client so up to date. They got forums, they have reviews, they have a store, they have streaming. I mean, they got every possible thing that you could imagine on it. So they do have to take a cut to keep that whole thing running properly. Because damn, is it so easy to play with your friends in just about any game
And
because
keep up
of
with everything.
yeah, like because I follow a bunch of games like early access games and whatnot, and they give me constant updates. Like I see it pop in my corner all the time, so that I can keep track of who's updating their game, when it's ready, when it gets released, so that I can go back and look at it.
Things are on sale. Who's playing
Yeah.
what? You know.
Ugh, thank you, Steve. I
My
appreciate
friends
it. I'm
list,
sorry.
hey, so and so is playing such and such. I want to play that too.
Yes, exactly. Oh, you bought this game? What do you think about it?
I've done that before. I didn't realize you bought that. How is it?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? I need to go do stuff, and I just realized we're an hour and 10. Sorry.
Oh
Sorry,
no, I think
sorry,
I
sorry,
think
sorry.
that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else?
That's good.
May.
No.
Go watch my Resident Evil stuff on YouTube.
They are good.
She might get scared some.
I do.
Oh,
It's
wow.
so dumb. It's so dumb. I'm dumb.
We do appreciate everybody that hangs out with each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDBOaktree. Check out Griff.
At Griff Slanum.
Check out Chicken.
At Elite Chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
Baka Pickle.
And as she just mentioned, make sure that you go to Griff's YouTube channel, which you can find down in the notes below. Go down there. She's currently playing Resident Evil 2, the remake version of it. So this is her first time to ever play through the game, folks. So she doesn't know it like Chicken did.
I don't.
No, she doesn't.
He's given me a few helpful tips, and that's it.
Giving her
So-
tips about playing the game, nothing about solving the game.
Well, she doesn't like spoilers anyway,
No,
so
I don't.
so it works out really good.
Yeah, just remember, X gonna give it to you.
Ugh.
Oh yeah,
I
all
haven't
the
met him
time.
yet.
Oh, too funny. Also, make sure you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313, where Chicken streams every Sunday through Thursday. You got afternoon streams this week, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to play afternoon streams this week.
Okay, so
We'll
he's got
have to see.
afternoons and night streams going on. What are you playing? Do you know yet?
Anthem.
When I'm
Anthem.
around.
Anthem tonight for sure.
Anthem at the night times. During the daytimes, there's no
I
telling.
have
Question
I
mark.
have no idea yet.
The new did you already play through the DLC for Resident Evil 2?
Yes, I did. I got one of them done, but I'll probably load it back up and try to finish the other two. But man, it's difficult.
That's coming from you.
Yeah,
Gamer extraordinaire. It's hard, man. It's hard.
it is.
Also, make sure you go to mixer.com/MDBOaktree, where I stream just about every day. And you'll see Sea of Thieves, Apex. I got to finish I Was Awakening, which is pretty awesome as well. So if you like old school gaming, it's that same style. And I think it just recently got released on Switch, too. So if you have any questions, issues, problems with the show, good things questions you got to ask us, put it down in the comments below. Our friend Ollie, he messaged us this past week, and I'm pretty sure Griff wrote an entire novel.
I'm
to respond
sorry.
to.
I have
She
thoughts.
loves her novels. I will tell
I
you
have
that.
thoughts.
A lot of them.
So yeah, put it down. We do look at them. We do respond. And if it's to one of us individually, she lets us know. I promise you. We make sure we respond as well. Because she immediately goes to her because she's in charge of all that stuff. But for Infinite Respawn, I'm Oaktree.
I'm Griff.
I'm Chicken.
Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Please hang up and try again.